It's really amazing to me how quickly it went beyond the United States and its borders and beyond the field of music theory. I think maybe the country first and foremost that has commented on my work outside of the United States would be, well, probably Canada first and then the United Kingdom, maybe the United Kingdom first and foremost outside of the United States.
Usually in the United States, but as far afield also as South Africa and Brazil and Ireland and England and Germany as well, and certainly Canada.
Hang on, you mean to tell me that they're actually writing about my work in Austrian mass media? That's awesome.
Hey, I've had so many Zooms and so many conversations with so many people, really from all over the world.
You know, Europeans are a little bit less receptive, if you can believe it, to some of these art. Well, I'm sure you can believe it. They are a little worse off, hard to believe, right, than the United States, because their deception runs deeper often in England and certainly in France, for example, where official discussions of race are essentially outlawed. That puts them behind us, and that's saying quite a bit these days. Not just in the United States, but in many places where white male structure.
Really, at every musical institution in the United States of America. I know that it's happening elsewhere.
I'm not writing about England. You can comment all you want, English people. That's fine, but I don't know. And I've had people comment quite agitated, sometimes consternated. And it's quite easy for me to say, I'm really only talking about the United States. But of course, these arguments extend beyond the United States, and they extend beyond music theory. To the Metropolitan Opera, I'm pointing over here because it's right across. It was 1883, so 138 years, not one opera by an African American composer, not even Scott Joplin's Treemonisha. Yeah, but that was then. This is now. We don't have those problems. Black people can play in orchestras. Symphony orchestras, which are deeply, deeply rooted in our white male patriarchy in this country, or if you look at the numbers of people who play in these symphony orchestras, they're almost all white and still majority male. The New York Philharmonic, by my count, has only had 3 African-American performers. The Philadelphia Orchestra performs the entire Beethoven symphony. This point is ultimately much larger than just music theory, because so many people outside of music theory have commented on this work. And again, I have to say, I'm a music theorist, so you can say what you want about ethnomusicology, but I'm looking at this as a music theorist. It's not just of American music theory, which has been the main focus of my work, but how we teach music to our students in the 21st century. The missions of our music schools, departments, and conservatories were conceived decades ago, if not more than a century ago. And the hierarchical legacy of privileging.
There are a lot of geopolitical concerns, to use that word that you used. What Vladimir Putin has done is he's really mentioned France as this officially colorblind society, which I've always said is even worse than what we have in the United States. And we have lots of problems when we have something of a racial dystopia. It's kind of a uniquely American thing in many ways. We have kind of perfected the European invention of white supremacy.
One Nazi lawyer spent a whole year at the University of Arkansas Law School, for example, studying race law. And he would come back and report, these guys have figured it out. They have completely nailed it, because the way that they treat blacks is exactly the way we want to treat Jews.
What was Christendom became Europe, which became the West in the late 19th century.
White supremacy itself, of course, was a European invention. Let's just have a group nod on that. It was most certainly not a United States invention. The people who created white supremacy in the United States, they were from Europe.
Awkward, yes.
Yeah, it is a little awkward, right?
Yeah.